We know travel plans are impacted right now, but to fulfill your wanderlust, we'll continue to share stories that can inspire your next adventure. The UN recognizes 195 countries around the world today, but for how long it will list remain the same? Our global map changes more than you might think, but thanks to the geopolitical forces, entire nations readily come and go. Welcome back to our channel. Rosie with you from Couples Wanderlust. Here, we have listed up countries, republics, and regions that have quite literally fallen off the map. Some changed names, others were split into separate entities, and many lost their sovereignty after being taken over by another country. In any case, none are recognized by the international community as existing nations but operate as functional states. First on our list is Yugoslavia. Yugoslavia is commonly associated with communist leader Joseph Tito, assassination of Franz Ferdinand in 1914, and a brutal civil war in the 1990s. What fewer people know is that at one time, Yugoslavia was part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. The region has, in fact, gone through many iterations, including as the Kingdom of Serbs, Croats, and Slovens starting in 1918, and the Kingdom of Yugoslavia beginning in 1929. After World War II, the region was arranged as a federation of 6 republics: Serbia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Macedonia, Montenegro, Slovenia, and Croatia, based on ethnic and historic lines. Yugoslavia was relatively stable under the iron grip of communist and revolutionary statesman Joseph Broz Tito, but ethnic tensions simmered. When Tito died in 1980, there was no one to stamp out the fire and a civil war was broke out. By 1992, only Serbia and Montenegro remained in what was called the Third Yugoslavia. Everywhere else had broken away after many bloody conflicts. In 2003, the name Yugoslavia was ditched and the region became the country of Serbia and Montenegro. Finally, in 2006, just 14 years ago, Serbia and Montenegro became independent countries, which they remain today. Second on our list is Czechoslovakia. After the end of World War I in 1918, Bohemia, Moravia, and Slovakia were combined in Central Europe to form Czechoslovakia. From 1934 to 1945, it was partially incorporated into Nazi Germany and ceased to exist as a state. Through its governmental in-exile, remains in operation. After during the Cold War, it became part of the Eastern Bloc. It was the birthplace of numerous important literary figures, including Milan Kundera, author of The Unbearable Lightness of Being, and playwright Tom Stoppard. In 1989, communist rule came to an end following the Velvet Revolution. Shortly after, in 1993, Czechoslovakia was split into 2 countries, the Czech Republic and Slovakia. Both are today thriving nations with superb historical attractions thanks to their past lives. Wenceslas Square in Prague, Czech Republic, for example, was the site of reading of Proclamation of Independence of Czechoslovakia in 1918 and makes for an excellent addition to a travel itinerary. Third on our list is Germany and West Germany. It's almost hard to fathom how recently Germany, today a thriving unified nation, was starkly divided. As every school child knows, following World War II, Germany was divided into two independent countries, East Germany and West Germany, with the Soviets occupying the East and the US and other Allied forces the West. In 1961, the construction of Berlin Wall solidified this division, standing as a powerful symbol of global conflict. It would take nearly 30 years for the wall to finally be abolished in 1990 and for reunification to happen, helping to usher in the end of the Cold War. Today, a visit to Berlin promises a fascinating glimpse into this history. The East Side Gallery, a portion of the wall featuring over 100 large format paintings, serves as a stunning symbol of hope and is not to be missed. Fourth on our list is Mesopotamia. The name Mesopotamia roughly translates to between two rivers and nod to its location within the Tigris-Euphrates river system. The region's roots run deep. It dates back to the very beginning of written history, circa 3100 BC. Its most famous city and capital, Babylonia, is considered the birthplace of literature and writing and was home of mythical hanging gardens listed among the world's 7 wonders. The region fell around the 7th century AD. Today, its land is occupied by modern-day eastern Syria, southeastern Turkey, and most of Iraq. In recent years, Iraq has opened up some ancient Babylonian ruins to visitors. But only about 2% of the ancient city has been excavated. Did you find our video appreciating? Write your comments below if we are contributing an information. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to notify with our next video. Fifth on our list is neutral Moresnet. Once upon a time, there was a miracles country in Europe not much bigger than a square mile called neutral Moresnet. It had its own flag and currency, but most importantly, it had Vale Montag, one of the only 2 zinc mines on the continent. After Napoleon's empire fell in 1814, the victors carved up his domain. The United Kingdoms of the Netherlands and Croatia couldn't agree to his tiny village, stranding both their hands, so in 1815, they declared it a co-owned state. But in 1830, Belgium took over from the Netherlands. When zinc ran out in the late 19th century, there were efforts to generate money from casinos and the issuing of commemorative stamps. But nothing stuck. Even an attempt by local Wilhelm Molly to establish neutral Moresnet as the first Esperanto-speaking nation failed. When Croatia lost out in World War I, the country became part of Belgium. Sixth on our list is Ceylon. Fun fact, Michael Ondaatje, the famous author of The English Patient, is from Ceylon, a country that no longer exists. The history of this land state dates back to the late 6th century BC when the Sinhalese arrived. That group lived peacefully on the land until a southern India dynasty seized power and established the Tamil kingdom in the 15th century. But the conquering was far from over. Over the next 2 centuries, Ceylon was occupied by the Portuguese and then the Dutch until ceding to British control in 1796. The Brits ruled until Ceylon became independent in 1948. Finally, in 1972, the nation-state adopted the name Sri Lanka, meaning Great and Beautiful Island, which of course it still goes by today. This fascinating history has made Sri Lanka one of the world's most culturally diverse nations. 3 languages are used in the country: Sinhalese, Tamil, and because of its British rule, English. Britain's influence is also seen in one of the Sri Lanka's most popular sports, cricket. 7th on our list is Zanzibar. The most tropical island of Zanzibar has a big history. In the 1500s, the Portuguese converted it to Christianity, which remains the dominant religion until the Muslim of Oman pushed back in the 17th century. By the 19th century, Zanzibar was full of majestic palaces built for Said bin Sultan, and the economy thrived on the sale of cloves and sugar. Then the British came to end slavery and explore what they called deepest, darkest Africa. In August 1885, the Germans sailed into Zanzibar Lagoon and demanded their share, leaving the Sultanate with only a 10-mile strip of coast. That and the rest of the island became a British protectorate in 1890. For one of the brief period of time in December 1963, Zanzibar was a fully independent state. A month later, a communist-led revolution saw Zanzibar merge with neighboring Tanganyika in the United Republic of Tanzania. If you like our picks, give a thumbs up and share with your friends. For more information about travel and world's wonder, please subscribe with our channel. Thanks for watching. See you next week. Bye!